Good to see Bellingham and Kamavinga finally coming back from injuries. They're being given some minutes here. The game is basically over, 19 minutes on. And it's also good to see Real Madrid fans, appreciating Bellingham and all that. You can really see he's a player Madrid fans really, appreciate, and his quality, his first season always very, very, very good. I don't think he's really going to do anything. This is basically just to get a little bit of sharpness into his legs, a little bit of minutes into his legs. He hasn't played a single minute for us this season, coming back from his injury. So yeah, you're kind of expecting him to just be a little bit tame, don't get a recurring injury and stuff like that. I want to talk about Franco Mastantuano. He is a player, I think, the first moment I saw Mastantuano on the field for Real Madrid, I was like, this guy is gonna be a big player for us. And I don't think he has had any goal involvement. He hasn't had a goal, he hasn't had an assist for us, but he is looking electric. His movement on the ball, his movement off the ball, his energy, moving around the pitch, his dribbling ability. You can see this guy. I understand why Xabi Alonso is playing him as much as he can, because he wants him to get used to the system. He wants him to get used to the league. He wants him to get used to the intensity and how we're going to be playing, because I think when Mastantuano starts hitting form, he's going to be a really, really good player and a really important player for us this season. Really good match today. As I said, he hasn't had a goal involvement. He hasn't had an assist or a goal. But I think even without that, and that actually does say a lot about him, because even though he hasn't had any involvement in goals this season, he is still being talked about as a really, really good player. Vinicius today looked good, he looked okay. You could see he did look like he was lacking a little bit of confidence. The opportunity he had where he passed the ball to Mbappe, he laid it off. Vinicius of last season, maybe you look at that and think, he maybe goes for that last season. Even if maybe he doesn't score, you can see he's more trying to get that goal last season. But today he tried to pass the ball and Mbappe misses it. Gonzalo Garcia, you can see I'm talking about the players that I think the spotlight is not really going to be on at the end of the match. And I want that spotlight to be on them, because I want us to acknowledge good performances, because we hardly did get good good performances from some individuals last season. And I think this season as well, we have a lot of games going. So we need a lot of good performances from a lot of players, since, we would be relying on every single person, seeing as we're going to be playing a lot of games this season. So I think Gonzalo Garcia, it's going to be difficult for him and Endrick. I think it's going to be difficult to see where they fit into the team. I see Gonzalo Garcia as a backup to Mbappe. I think Alonso has different ideas for him. It was interesting seeing him play up top today with Mbappe. I think the 4-4-2 was innovative from Alonso. I don't really think it worked. I think Espanyol are just so bad that, we just basically worked. I think the first goal from Militão, absolute banger. Second goal from Mbappe was just quality. I don't think we really created any major chances with this new formation 4-4-2. But, I think Gonzalo Garcia in this system, I don't know. He's a striker. Watching Gonzalo Garcia in the preseason, he was a striker. He was a run off the last defender type of striker. He's not the quickest, by the way. He's not the quickest, but he can get onto the end of crosses, get onto the end of, what a good pass from Bellingham. The match is still going and Bellingham looks so good. This could be 3 here, actually. But yeah, Gonzalo Garcia in preseason looked very good. He looked very, very good. And you could see the type of striker he was. And I think so far this season, he hasn't had the opportunity to be that player, in the sense that Mbappe is always going to play. And the kind of form Mbappe is on at the moment, it's going to be very difficult to see how Gonzalo Garcia actually plays. And Endrick as well, I'm looking at when he comes back from injury, where is he going to play? Is Alonso going to change Endrick's position? Like, is he going to change him into a winger or something else? I don't know. We're going to have to see. Maybe, again, squad depth is going to be very, very important this season. So if Endrick can come in and play well, positive for us. If Garcia can start playing well, positive for us. I think apart from that, those two players, Alvaro Carreras is a player I'm always going to keep mentioning. He has come onto that left-hand side, and we look impenetrable. Honestly, I'm gonna say this. We look penetrable. It's not penetrable, impenetrable from that left-hand side defensively. He is a solid left back. He's the most all-rounded left back I've seen, next to maybe Balde at Barcelona. Defensively, solid. Going forward, very solid. Like, he's very, very, very good. And I've been very impressed with him. Honestly, very, very impressed with him. And the match is over. 2-0 Madrid. Good goal from Mbappé. And he is on fire. If we're going to do well this season, I've said this before, it's going to be Mbappé. And penalties, balls from outside the box, his running, his energy, his tracking back, brilliant. I think this is the Mbappé we wanted to see last season. I think we did see it last season, but I think it was less of a team effort and more of an individual Mbappé effort. But this season, it seems more of a team effort where everyone is chipping in, everyone is playing to the strengths of, each other, and everyone is working around Mbappé, and it's really, really lovely to see. Again, if we're going to be effective this season, I think it's going to be Mbappé that's going to take us to something really, really big. And you can see his hunger. He has a determination in his eyes. It looks like he has a vision, a goal, an end goal at the end of the season. It could be the Ballon d'Or. It could be the Ballon d'Or. It could be the Champions League. He's 25, 26. He hasn't won a Champions League. He's probably looking at that thinking, a player of my quality should have at least a Champions League by now. So maybe that's his goal this season. And if that is the case, definitely looking forward to see that Mbappé. And we're just in the start of the season. The season literally just started, and it's only going to get better from here. And I think I can say the same thing with Mastantuano. I'm so excited. Anytime I see Mastantuano from on the field, I am so excited to see how far he can go, how much he can improve, because I see Mastantuano and I see Florian Wirtz. I see Mastantuano and I see a Florian Wirtz level potential where we can have a player that can be very, very, very critical for us and take La Liga by storm. I think when Mastantuano starts hitting form, everyone is going to be surprised how good he is. I think people are looking at him now, maybe because he hasn't had a goal or an assist, and thinking, he's just okay. He's kind of average. But I think when he starts scoring goals and getting assists, it's going to be special. It really, really, really is going to be special. But again, good 3 points heading into, we're getting closer to a derby game, a really big game actually. And I think if we can get 3 points there, we'll be heading towards the El Clasico with those games under our belt. And I think levels, improvements today is what I saw defensively, and which was a concern of mine defensively, that we weren't going to be solid. But I think today we did well defensively. Carreras, Militão, and I think Asensio as well did very, very well defensively. Valverde was good. He was okay. He was better than usual this season. This season he has been a little bit, shaky, but I think today he did play better. Not his best, not at his best, definitely, but I think he's going to get better. I think maybe this is a new system for Valverde. This is the first time Valverde is playing with a tactical manager, so it could be he is getting used to that. He hasn't been, I think even he was brought through by Zinedine Zidane. So under Zinedine Zidane, no tactics. Under Ancelotti, no tactics. So I think this is his first time playing under a tactical manager. He's probably going to have to learn, through that process, and I think he's going to get better. I saw a lot of stuff saying he is finished or stuff like that. Absolutely preposterous. So definitely, I think moving forward, we're just going to have to improve more on this. Get better, and more prolific and more efficient. And yeah, I think we'll be fine. Heading into El Clásicos and derbies and very, very important matches. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. As usual, any feedback from you guys would be greatly appreciated.